Hello and Namaskar, my dear pharmaceutical colleagues. Manoj Creation 0007 brings to you Pharmexus 0007, a enrichment knowledge center of empowering pharmaceutical success. Today we will be discussing and deliberating on the pharmaceutical stability testing database for the drug substance, that is DS, in other words active pharmaceutical ingredient, and a drug product, that is DP, and other words finished pharmaceutical product, through ICH Q1A data for stability testing of new drug substance and drug product. This module will basically have a basic database in a very consolidated and a simplification manner, easy to understand for each one of us, to present ourselves for the audit and compliance as per the respective guidelines and exposure across the pharma industry. This series will be a concept-based series which will continue till the time we cover a total stability-based data in a very systematic and meticulous manner. And additionally, we will be covering a latest in industry as per the current CGMP norms across the industry. Any question and answer sessions that arise out of any discussion or after any presentation can be addressed. Feel free to give a detailed look into that and share the details as and when required. So let's start a pharmaceutical and healthcare snippet from Pharmexus 0007. As a database collected from various regulatory guidelines, the entire stability global zones, along with the other details of the countries, conditions, climate descriptions, temperature and humidity prevailing into those countries, respective zones, has been deliberated and shared for your exposure on the screen. The total globe of the pharmaceutical origin is divided into 4 zones, that is 1, 2, 3, 4A and 4B. The respective countries coming under these zones, for zone A is UK, North Europe, Canada and Russia. Here the major countries has been only highlighted, but there is a big list of the other countries also under these zones. Zone 2 will have US, Japan, South Europe and other countries. Zone 3 will have Iran, Iraq, India, Sudan. Zone 4A will cover India along with Brazil, Ghana, Indonesia, Philippines. Zone 4B will have countries related to hot, very humid climatic conditions. So just to summarize, the zone 1 will have low temperature and low humidity. Zone 2 will have high temperature, low humidity. Zone 3 will have high temperature, high humidity. Zone 4A will have low temperature, high humidity. Zone 4B again will have low temperature but hot, very humidity. Now we usually assess the temperature humidity condition across these zones. There is something called long-term stability study, accelerated stability study and intermediate stability study. The long-term will have evaluation for 12 months or till the time the expiry of the product is 36 months. Accelerated will have 6-month database. Intermediate will have again 6-month database as per the requirement. Now considering the zone 1 will have 21 degrees centigrade and 45% RH. Here to summarize, the temperature will have a limit of plus or minus 2 degree, that is for zone 1 it is 21 plus or minus 2 degrees centigrade temperature and 45 plus or minus 5% RH, that is the limit of 5 plus or minus 5% RH of the respective climatic conditions. Then for zone 2 it is 25 degrees plus or minus 2 and 60 plus or minus 5 RH. Now considering zone 3, 4A and 4B will have a 30 degree temperature in common, that is 30 plus or minus 2 degrees centigrade, whereas the humidities will vary from zone 3 for 35 plus or minus 5%, zone 4A for 65 plus or minus 5%, and zone 4B for 75 plus or minus 5%. Now let's visit the accelerated condition of 6 months. This will have a total all zones having a temperature 40 plus or minus 2 degree and a humidity of 75 plus or minus 5% conditions. Now the intermediate 6 month stability data will cover a temperature range of 30 plus or minus 2 degree centigrade temperature and 65 plus or minus 5% relative humidity. As regards refrigerated and frozen condition, the data is there on the screen, but we'll be discussing that in detail in subsequent modules. These are basically the ICH, International Council for Harmonization of Technical Requirement for Pharmaceutical for Human Use guidelines. Okay. Now this guideline has given a elaborate approach in handling the stability study of the various zones. The zone 1 being a temperate zone, zone 2 being subtropical or Mediterranean zone, zone 3 being a dry zone, zone 4A being a hot humid zone, and 4B being a hot very humid zone. So to further go into the depth of it, the ICH guideline will have 5 modules, that is ICH Q1A to Q1F. The ICH Q1A will have a stability testing of new drug substance or drug product that we have just got the database out of it. Further we'll be discussing on ICH Q1B, that is on photostability, in subsequent sessions. ICH Q1C, stability testing of new dosages. ICH Q1D, bracketing and matrixing database, how we do the bracketing and matrixing for conducting the stability studies. And ICH Q1E, data evaluation of all the data collected across the stability study evaluations. And ICH Q1F, stability data for package for registration of application for zone 3 and zone 4, which has been withdrawn by ICH. Now these are all covered under various guidelines, and these guidelines will suffice the requirement of the respective company or respective industry to proceed with the stability study execution. Like the guidelines like ICH Annex 10, WHO Annex 2 TRS number 953, US FDA Stability Guidance for Industry Q1A R2, stability testing of new drug substances and products, and as per the European Medical Agency, that is ICH topic Q1A R2, stability testing of new drug substances and products. So to conclude with, let us understand why we need to do the stability testing. The stability testing are basically conducted for 5 basic reasons. The first one is physical characteristics of a product, appearance of a product, that is to remain integral from day 1 to the expiry or the shelf life of the product, and other physical parameters. Second is the chemical characteristic, that is the chemistry of the molecule which is been into the drug substance or after formulation into drug product need to be going a shelf life period integrity for its proper medication delivery to the patient. Third is microbiological, because sometimes there's a drug substance or drug product may tend to invite the microbes and destroy the molecule and give a adverse effect. Fourth one is therapeutic. This is the main characteristics for stability study, that the molecule should remain in its intended usage condition till the shelf life of the product. And fifth is the toxicological study, that is a molecule should not precipitate any toxic component out of the drug substance or the drug product. Hence, Manoj Creation like to tell all my pharmaceutical colleagues that please share, subscribe, or feel free to comment for any revision or latest update under this global regulatory pharma guideline for us to enrich each other. The regulatory bodies being ICH, WHO, US FDA, EMA, and finally a big thank you to all of you for a patient listening and going through this module. Thank you very much.